Today's story is the generous baker and the selfish merchant. Hello there. Yes, it's me, Mr. Parrot. The one with the bright feathers and the even brighter stories. Now sit back, open those ears wide, and listen well. Because what I'm about to tell you is a tale I witnessed with my very own shiny parrot eyes. This story happened long ago, in a market town buzzing with life and filled with people. And at the center of this town were two very different men. The first was named Kofi. He was a poor baker with flour on his hands and kindness in his heart. He owned a small shop, and every day, he baked bread with love. Even when he had little, he gave what he had to others. Always smiling, always sharing. Across the street from Kofi lived a man named Kwame. Oh, Kwame was rich. Very rich. He owned a tall house and a large storehouse, filled with bags of rice, oil, spices, and gold. But unlike Kofi, Kwame kept everything for himself. He never gave, not even a crumb. Now one year, something terrible happened. There was a drought. No rain. The rivers dried up. The farm stopped growing. People were hungry and scared. Kofi, the poor baker, gave away his last loaves to hungry children. He gave what he could, even when he had almost nothing left. But Kwame, he locked his storehouse tight and told people to go away. He said, "I worked hard for this. Why should I share?" Then one evening, just before the sun went down, an old woman walked into town. She was bent over, wearing old clothes, and walking slowly with a stick. She looked hungry, tired, and alone. First, she knocked on Kwame's door. Knock, knock, knock. Kwame opened just a little. "Yes," he asked, frowning. The old woman said, "Please. I'm hungry. Can you spare a little food?" Kwame looked her up and down. He shook his head and said, "No. Go away. I have nothing for beggars." Then he slammed the door. The old woman sighed and slowly walked across the street to Kofi's little bakery. Kofi opened the door with a warm smile. "Welcome, Mama," he said kindly. "I don't have much left, but please, come in." He walked over to his last basket. Inside was just one small piece of bread. Only one. Kofi looked at it, then looked at the woman. Without a second thought, he gave her the bread. "Here, it's not much," he said, "but it's yours." The woman took it and smiled. Then something strange happened. She stood up straight. Her old clothes changed to bright, glowing robes. Her skin began to shine like sunlight. Her eyes sparkled. She was not an ordinary old woman. She was a spirit. The spirit of abundance. She looked at Kofi and said, "You have a kind heart. You gave your last piece of bread. And for that, you shall be blessed." She waved her hand. And suddenly, the bakery glowed with golden light. The shelves filled with fresh loaves. The bags of flour refilled themselves. The ovens turned on by magic. And warm bread filled the air. From that day forward, Kofi's bakery never ran out of food again. The more he gave, the more he had. People came from far and wide to taste his bread and hear his story. But across the street, Kwame's gold turned to dust. His rice spoiled. His oil leaked away. Even the walls of his storehouse began to crumble. He ran to the bakery one day, crying, "Please, Tell the Spirit to bless me too. But the Spirit never returned to his door. Why? Because when he had everything, he gave nothing. So, my feathered friends, and non-feathered ones too. What's the lesson here? Let me tell you. I saw it all from my perch. The one who gives, even a little, gains much. But the one who keeps everything for himself may end up with nothing. Generosity is like planting seeds. One seed grows into a tree. Many seeds grow into a forest of blessings. So the next time you have a little extra, a bite to eat, a coin in your pocket, or a helping hand, give it. You never know who's asking. It might be a neighbor, or it might be a spirit in disguise. So that's the end of our tale today. But don't fly off too far. There are 4 more stories I've tucked under my wing. Each one filled with lessons, laughter, and a little bit of magic. Until then, be generous, be kind, and keep your crumbs where I can see them. This is Mr. Parrot, signing off.